Jinny reacts.
Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a video which you will know from the title already, but it is essentially 10 things about living in Korea that is different to my home country. It might be different to your home country as well, or it might be the same. So yeah, I am gonna actually link another video down below because this girl called Steph, she had done a 10 things about living in Korea as well, and I watched that before coming here and I found that really helpful, and I'm going to try my best not to overlap too much of her things in this video, and I wanted to wait until that I've lived here at least a period of time. So I've lived in Korea now for 3 months, which is not the longest, but it is enough for me to have experienced a majority of different sort of things. So yeah, I'm going to try to summarize that in this video. So let's go. Number one, and it's probably the most predominant one, and it's repeated in many videos, but I just want to stress this because I find this as the most uncomfortable thing living in Korea, and that is you cannot flush toilet paper down the toilet. In Western world, this is a really strange concept because we are really blessed with really good plumbing systems, but a lot of the old buildings in Korea don't have a sophisticated plumbing system. So if you do flush toilet paper down, it clogs the plumbing. So you have a little basket next to your toilet where all the toilet paper goes. I know it's kind of weird, it's kind of disgusting, but it's actually really common in Asia. Number two is about garbage. So in Korea so far, there's really only 3 types of garbage. There is just your general waste, there is your food waste, and there is your recyclables, and each area has their own specific garbage bags. So you have to go into your local supermarket to buy these, and then you dispose your waste in the specific garbage bags for each type. Number 3, the food here in the cafeteria is actually really cheap and really good. It is obviously more of a Korean food style, although there is fusions of Japanese food, and today I even had French fries, so it is a mixture of food, but each meal costs around anywhere from 2,001 to 5,001, which is like $2 to $5, which is like $3 to like $6, which is really cheap for food that is home cooked. And all the side dishes you can refill, and even some of the mains you can refill as long as they don't have like a little sticker that says you can't refill. So essentially you can eat as much as you want for that amount of money. So the transport system in Korea is really well developed, and it is really efficient. Even taxis here are much cheaper, so I really recommend, you know, getting around Korea is just really not hard. It's one of those cities that's really easy to navigate. They have train apps that are in English, their trains are pretty straightforward, and most of the things are on one line, like the green line or line 2 is where everything is on. But also with their transport cards, there is a system where if you tap on and off a bus and you transfer between buses 4 times, it's actually free between the 4 buses, or at least it's heavily discounted. Also, if you transfer from a train to a bus, it is also discounted, as long as you tap on and off in the bus. But I think between train and train, not so much. But essentially, we have like T-money cards, Cash B cards, and these can also be used in convenience stores as well as in taxis. So their travel card is really well like formatted and embedded into society, so it's really easy to navigate your way here. Number 5, there is actually a lot of really nice clothes in Korea, but unfortunately they normally come in one size, and it's called free size. Essentially they think the free size will fit everybody, but essentially it won't fit pretty much a size 8 and up, I would say. So I do have some tips for shopping here. Number 1, like shops like H&M, Forever 21, Zara, like these international stores will have bigger sizes that will fit bigger size people. Number 2, there are areas in like Itaewon and Dongdaemun which have a plus size section, which is essentially just like size 10 and up. Number 6, essentially you can buy anything you want online here in Korea. Like even your groceries can be bought online. Now I know in Australia this is something very new, but maybe around the world it has already been well established. But in Korea, essentially anything you want to buy, from fruits and vegetables, from even like rare ingredients, you can buy online and they'll be delivered to your door. It's not like a supermarket. You just go into any online store and they have a section that is food. Number 7, so Korea is one of the countries where a lot of shops you do have to pay for a plastic bag. So I highly recommend going out with your either own plastic bag or like those foldable bags, because I know it's not a lot of money, but when you're buying one every time you shop, it does kind of like collect, and you also end up with all these plastic bags that, you know, I use as garbage bags, but sometimes you just don't really need that many plastic bags. Number 8, a lot of the older apartments here, they don't actually offer Wi-Fi in the apartment. What they have is a LAN cable for your computer. Now if you have no idea what LAN cable is, please Google it. But essentially you can create your own Wi-Fi signal with it. I actually brought my own router, but in Korea here you can buy a Wi-Fi router at most bookstores for around 10,000 to 20,000 won. You just chuck that LAN cable into the side and it just forms its own Wi-Fi to the station. Number 9 is more of like a cultural difference, but in Korea I would say that they're more of like a keep to themselves sort of culture. And what I mean by this is that on multiple occasions I've been told by foreign friends that if we see anybody in need or like needs help on the street, it's best that we don't help them. Let me give like a more specific example. Like my friend was walking home one day and she saw a really drunk girl who had fallen into the bush, like she was literally in the bush. And so out of her natural instinct she helped the woman up, and luckily there was no repercussions to that. But when she told her Korean friend the story, the Korean friend said to her, you know, you shouldn't have done that, because if she wanted to report you, you would be in the wrong, and she can report you for all sorts of charges. And for me, that's kind of scary, because I live in a society where you really should help somebody when they're in that sort of a situation. But apparently, especially being a foreigner, you can get accused for a whole lot of stuff. So, you know, if you see someone in a stickier situation, it's best not to jump in and help unless your Korean is really good and you know you can talk yourself out of it. But I've been told by lots of Korean people or people who lived in Korea long term that this is not something that you should do. And I mean, it sucks, but this is what happens when you move to a different country with a completely different culture. Number 10, Korea is literally one of those places which has everything that you want and need. You know, a lot of people will come here from things from their home country thinking that they won't have it here, but actually I'm surprised by the amount of products, you know, food, clothing, cosmetics, everything wise that Korea has, and they do have it here for a rather cheap price. The only thing that is really expensive in Korea, especially in Seoul, is fruits, but again you can order that online and it is cheaper to order it online. But you know, for example, watermelon here is ridiculous. It's like $20, $30 sometimes for watermelon, and it's not even a special watermelon, it's not even a big watermelon, it's just like your standard size watermelon. But generally speaking, living here, most things are really cheap. Transport is cheap, food is cheap, good and cheap, and you know, especially like in Itaewon, you can pretty much find food from anywhere, and they'll have lots of grocery stores that will carry specific grocery products. Those are 10 things about living in Korea that might be different from my own country and that might be different from your country. I have 2 Q&As coming up. The first one is about living and studying in Korea, and the second one would be about working in Korea. I will link down below to the Google Docs which you can ask your questions, and I will try and answer them in the next one. Actually, leave a comment down below in what sort of way you want me to answer those Q&As, because I don't know if you really enjoy just me talking at the camera. Maybe I can do like a mukbang Q&A, maybe I can do like a outside walking around Q&A, I don't know. Let me know. But thank you for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful. If you have any questions, again, leave them in the comments down below and I'll try my best to answer them. I hope that this was informative and that it wasn't too boring. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.